Hi, Dan Hawkins here from Aviatrix. Today we're going to talk about what I take with my Ioniq 5 on a long road trip. Carol and I are about to go on a really long one from Seattle to Key West, Florida and back. So I'm going to talk to you about a few things that I've organized for the trip. Okay, so the charging unit that comes with the car is this level 1. It goes into a standard 110 outlet and it'll charge your car at about, for every hour that's on the charger, about 5 miles. Now a level 2 charger like this one can give you anywhere from 20 to 30 miles of charge in an hour. So it's obviously a better idea if you have level 2 available to use level 2 when you can. Now, a lot of hotels have destination chargers that are level 2, so you need to have that with you. But you also still need to have the level 1 capability in a pinch. So the Shell Recharge charger gives you this adapter that goes on to your level 2 plug, and then the charger itself recognizes that it's not going to give me 240 volts, but only 110 volts, and it switches to a level 1 charger. So basically having that gives you both a level 1 and a level 2 charger, and the charger automatically senses what the wall outlet can give it and automatically adjusts the power. So that's so I'm going to take that and not the standard charger that comes with the Hyundai, with the Ioniq 5. So the other thing that you need to take with you is, you know, there are a lot of hotels that have Tesla destination chargers. So I want to get this, I want to get from the destination charger into my car. So this is the J170 adapter that goes into your car. This is a Tesla plug on this end. So what I would do at a Tesla destination charger, now it doesn't work with the Tesla fast chargers, it only works with the Tesla chargers that are destination chargers that you see in the parking garage at the hotel or on the wall. So basically I would plug my Tesla charger in this, and then you wait about 30-40 seconds before you plug this in while it all sorts it out. Now, the thing to recognize about this is it's available from a lot of different manufacturers. Here's another one from a different manufacturer. It's got a different plug on the end of it, but it's still the Tesla plug. But if you notice, the wire is a lot skinnier. Okay, that is because this one is only capable of passing 40 amps. This one is capable of passing 48 amps. So and the car is capable of taking 48 amps. So if you have a 40 amp plug into the wall and your car is asking for 48 amps, and the walls, the Tesla Tesla destination charger is capable of giving you 48 amps, this is going to get hot. It probably won't catch on fire, but it might melt. So it's going to get hot at any rate. And if it's a short time, probably won't damage it too much. But if you're charging for overnight, could be bad news. So get 48 amp or better. Some of them, actually Tesla Tap makes one that's pretty much just a tube. So it basically doesn't have this wire, it's just this plugged into this. And I think that one actually goes up to 60 amps, which you'll never need because the car will never ask for that much, but that is available. And I would recommend the actual Tesla Tap brand. I'm not sure who this one is. This is one I got on Amazon. Now this one, I could give it away to somebody who has a car that takes less power, like a Chevy Bolt, something that charges a little slower. So those are the two things that I think are really necessary to have along. Now the other things you could have along is they make adapters for dryers, which would allow you to adapt this to a dryer plug. So if you're going to a relative's house who doesn't have a car charger, but maybe has the dryer in the garage, that would be, get one of those adapters, plug it into this. This thing will realize that it can't take 48 amps or 40 amps or 30 amps. It only takes, I think, 24 amps at a dryer plug, and it would still charge you probably twice as fast, maybe 3 times as fast as a level 1 charger. Now, there's a couple other things. If you have a Hyundai Ioniq 5 like I do, you can buy one of these things, and this is the vehicle to load adapter. And this plugs in over here to the charge port, and it allows you to plug in a 110 volt socket. And this will give you more than 15 amps, which is what a normal household breaker is. So you could actually, if in a jam, plug in a level 1 charger, run it into whatever charger you have with you that takes level 1, and then run that out to a car, and you could charge it up to about 5 miles an hour. For an hour charge, it'd get at about 5 miles. So if somebody was dead in the water, and even a Tesla, because Teslas have adapters for J170 so you could definitely charge a Tesla too, but hopefully they don't need it as much as somebody else who might be stranded. So that is a possibility on the road, to charge a car with this car. Now, the last thing I want to talk to is occasionally people have problems either with the way they operate their EV or they've left something on or whatever, and you need to jump the battery, the 12 volt battery. And that's because in this car, the radio, the air conditioning fan, the windshield wipers, even this tailgate are operated by the 12 volt battery. And if the 12 volt battery goes dead, first of all, your first sign will be that your door handles won't present when you walk up to it. And then you'll have to take your key apart, and there's a mechanical key inside, and if you pry open the driver's side door, you can unlock it from there. But you won't actually be able to unlock this hatch. So if you have this, I would keep it under the hood, because once you get in, you can pop the hood release in the front, okay? And then it's very easy at that point to access the battery. You don't even have to take off. It's slightly under the frunk cover, the frunklet cover. Slightly under that, but you don't really need to take that off. You can actually connect this through the side. Plug this in there, push the button, hook these up to the thing, and then that'll allow you to actually push the button to start the car. Now, what's really happening there is the 12 volt battery pops a relay that turns on the bigger battery. So at that point, once the car starts, it's going to charge the car. You're going to have access to opening the hatch, and you'll be able to run the accessories up in the front. Now, one of the things that I think might be happening to some people who have problems with their 12 volt battery is, in a normal car, a nice car, when you pull up and you're listening to NPR and gosh, you just come home and you really want to hear the end of that last story, so you pull in the garage, you shut off the motor, but you turn it into the accessory mode so the radio stays on. And you know, there's some other things that stay on in the car, and so it's running the 12 volt battery down. But ICE cars have bigger 12 volt batteries, and they also have a different way of generating power to it. So generally that's not a problem. But in EVs, I think some people get out of the car and leave that on. And also, when you put it in the accessory mode in an EV, it still runs the seats, it runs the air conditioner, it runs everything. So that battery, if you get out and you leave that on, it's going to run that 12 volt dead. Now, one of the ways you can get around that is to work in the utility mode. And so if you go into that EV screen and you see the little car layout in the Ioniq 5, and you go to settings, you'll find one in there that's called utility mode. If you click that utility mode on, then you won't even notice that the engines, you know, that the motors aren't still on. It kind of looks the same, except for it'll say utility mode. And in the utility mode, it basically continues to charge the 12-volt battery and runs everything in the car off the inverter that's charging the 12-volt batteries. So you could stay in there and camp for a week. If you're stuck in a snowstorm along the freeway, then you want to get into that utility mode, because that's going to allow you to heat the car, keep everything on, and not run off the 12-volt battery. Now, if you do that, you'll be able to stay in your car for at least 24 hours, because it uses about 1% of the battery per hour. So when you arrive at the snowstorm and you get stuck, you've probably already driven a few miles. And so maybe you only have 34% of the battery left. You should be able to be good at least for 24 hours and still drive away at the end far enough to get to a charger. If it looks like you're going to get run low, then turn the heat down a little bit so it's not running quite so hard. Always a good idea to run the heated seats instead of the heater, because it does use less energy. Some cars, like this car, have a heat pump, some don't. So that's something to keep in mind. This is a good thing to keep in your car, and it also works for ICE cars. So if, like just recently, the man across the street came over and needed to jump his car. I'm not going to jump it with my Ioniq 5, but this little device jumped his 6-liter V8 with no problem whatsoever, and it was dead. So having this in the car serves a dual purpose of using it for your car if your 12-volt battery needs a jump, and also if anybody asks you, you don't need to hook your $50,000 EV up to their ICE car and take a chance on blowing something up in your car. So that's a good idea. And also, originally I was planning on keeping this stored under here, but then I realized if the 12 volt's dead, I can't really open this. So I'm now storing this in the front with my 12 volt, with this Shell Recharge charger. And basically that means I never have to get my luggage out to get my charger or get my jumping device. Now I am keeping the vehicle to load adapter in there, because I don't think I'm going to need that quite so much. But who knows, if we need to rent a toaster along the side of the road or whatever, then we'll dig it out. But so that's what's going on. We're going to start a road trip soon. I hope that you'll follow us. If you like this content, subscribe to Eviatrix and hit the like button and ring the bell so you'll be notified about our latest videos when they come out. And I hope to see you at a DC fast charger soon.